Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what we doing around these parts. Welcome back. You know, we're gonna have a conversation today, per usual, and make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing. Hit that notification bell. I think it goes off somewhere around. Right? Nope, right here. Yeah. Oh, on this side. Yep, on my left side. Make sure you guys are tapping in and hitting that like button. We are streaming live on YouTube. Nikita, Mika, you are welcome to pull up. I got Clubhouse, Instagram with me, YouTube. Y'all know the vibes. Feel free to hit that comment, that comment section, and enjoy the commentary, because I definitely will be reading the commentary to get you guys' POV on this topic and subject. We are talking about, excuse me, what up though, T? We are talking about Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade. Yeah, kind of messy out here to an extent. You know, I want to get how the ladies feel. I want to get how the men feel. I want to see how you guys are tapping in. The Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Roe versus Wade, that's pretty much allowing women the right to abortion, you know, and pretty much right now what they're saying. And I'm going to play a couple of things, too. So if you guys want to tap in and see what you guys will be hearing, go to the YouTube link that's pinned to the top of the room on Clubhouse. And if you're on Instagram, go to my link that's in my bio right now. It's up there. And we're talking about Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade. And we're going to have that conversation. What up, though, T? I got T on YouTube. I appreciate the pull up. Make sure you guys are like, commenting, and subscribing, please. Now, like I was going to say, if you guys aren't familiar to Roe versus Wade, this pretty much gives women the right to pretty much have an abortion, you know, just making it clear, cut, and dry, you know. And I see that the world is in hysteria. You know, I see what's happening, and I figured it'd be a good talking point for us to get into and unpack. Oh, man, so much to go on, so much to talk about. We're going to get some women in on this in a moment as well. But, D, how you feel about it? Matter of fact, D, before I get your commentary, King, I'm going to play some things by way of Maxine Waters. I don't know what's happening with my, maybe I need some water or something. Yes, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. I appreciate that, T. And Facebook the same. So I'm going to play something. If you guys want to get the commentary, hear the commentary, go to my YouTube link, and we'll start there. All right? So let me play this and get this on for you guys. You know what? Let me do it like this. This might be the better view of it all. Let me see something here. See something, if I could get it going like this. I think this might be the better view. Like such. Give me 1 second here. All right, cool. We're going to play it like this.
You see this turnout here? You ain't seen nothing yet. Women are going to control their bodies no matter how they try and stop us. The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. Women will be in control of their bodies. And if they think black women are intimidated or afraid, they got another thought coming. Black women will be out in droves. We will be out by the thousands. We will be out by the millions. We're going to make sure we fight for the right to control our own bodies. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
So that's Maxine Waters tapping in. I got some more commentary. I'm gonna play it. We talking about Roe versus Wade. The Supreme Court has weighed in and they gave their commentary. If you are in fact with us on Clubhouse and you want to see the commentary that you guys are hearing and will be hearing, make sure you hit that YouTube link and you guys will see it appropriately. Tap in. Here's what Insider had to say about it.
Donald Trump to the Supreme Court. Before that, it would have been unthinkable for the court to take this momentous step.
Yeah. So pretty much that's what's happening. Roe versus Wade. They are tapping in and they feel as though, listen, we getting it from both sides. I want to get your commentary. YouTube, tap in, hit that like button if you are on YouTube, and if you on Clubhouse, scroll up to the top and hit that like button on that YouTube link that's provided above your heads. Tap in with us. How you guys are feeling? We got the Giants in here, and I want to get it from you guys. Tap in. You gonna make me call on you? I do. Go for it, King. How you feel about this? Roe versus Wade. Supreme Court overturns it. D, where you at? Because I want to hear commentary. I got some stuff to say and I got some things that I'm thinking, but I want to get it from you all. Okay. Don't know why I can't hear them. Hold on. Let me get this back over here like this. So that we can get them back up here. Give me 1 second, Giants. Why can't I hear you guys? Hold on. I heard you guys fine a second ago.
Try to work it through.
Literally had to get my instructional designer to reset my class because I tried to be cute.
You're a teacher too?
Yeah.
So now I gotta get my
Okay.
curriculum together. You good? You
Yeah, I'm
rolling?
good, King. Go ahead. Go for it. My fault.
Nah, go ahead, go ahead. I was talking about something. Adina, we'll talk. Am I following you? No, I'm gonna follow you right now. We'll talk.
Okie
Um,
dokie.
I want to do some more
Congratulations,
educational.
DW.
all right, guys.
No doubt.
Listen,
Thank you.
we're screaming right now live on YouTube. I apologize for the technical difficulty trying to understand this Roe versus Wade debacle and what's going on with it. Commentary, how you feel about it, D? Wait, I see Mika off her mic. Is she off her
Yeah,
mic?
go ahead. Now she was Mika. You was ready to go?
I'll go, D. I'll go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, with my thoughts with this right now, the only thing or the only question I mainly have is as to why I'm not for abortion, but I'm not against it either, depending on the circumstances. But my question, Roe versus Wade has been since 1973, almost 50 years later. My question is why all of a sudden overturning? Because we know, as in our community, we know that it's statistics stating that we're the ones, the black women, are having abortions at at the highest rates now. And we all know that with these laws, they have never been put in place for the benefit of us. So I'm going a little bit further outside thinking, oh, well, it past the part about women's bodies is our choice. I'm going past that point. I just have the question as to why now, though. That's the only thing I wanted to say.
I can answer.
Go for it.
Can I hop in? Let me answer that for you.
Go ahead, Anissa.
The reason why they're doing it is because they're starting to see more and more white women have abortions, and the white population is decreasing, and the brown population is going to be the main population in about 20 to 30 more years, and they know that. So in order, let me put on my seatbelt. Plus, the police is beside me anyway. Let me play it off because he's right beside me. Hold on.
Go for it. We listening to you, Queen. Hello?
Oh, yeah, he was black and
All
he
right,
was
Queen,
smiling
Queen,
at me.
Queen, Queen, Queen. We screaming live on
Okay,
YouTube
I'm
now. So
sorry.
if you could, thank you. I
I'm
appreciate it.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so no, Mika, the reason why they're doing it is to stop white women from having abortions. Like you said, they never cared about us as black women. It's not about black people. This decision is to stop because more and more white women, even though black women are the primary group that have abortions, they're starting to see it more and more with white women. So they're trying to stop that in order to save their rights. So that's what it's about. It has
Yeah, because
nothing to do.
I did see it.
They
I
don't
don't
give
mean
a
to
damn
cut you
about
off.
that.
I
Go
don't mean to
ahead,
cut
Bill.
you off. I did see where, and it's said to be by 2045 that they will become minorities. So that really does make sense, but it seems like more of them are on the forefront, it's like, trying to lead this thing. Oh, it's our bodies, this, that, and the third. But yeah, that makes more sense. If that's what they're trying to do it for, then I get it, But, at the same time, I just know, like I stated before, the laws have never been meant to benefit us with, anything. So yeah, that makes sense.
I have
Yeah,
some context for
I just want to be clear,
this is
Bougie.
nothing new.
Just 1 second, Bougie. We are live on YouTube, so please, the commentary that you guys are providing, please be sure and be cognizant of it because I just want to, we're doing the show
Right,
here. This
understood.
ain't just a random room. We're actually doing the
Right,
show
no,
here.
no,
So,
no,
so
no.
thank you,
Right.
Bougie. Go ahead, Queen.
So first of all, this has been an effort that has taken almost 50 years to do. Right? We understand that there has always been a very constant, progressive movement to undo. It's actually part and parcel of the evangelical movement that really uh, has existed in this country for forever in various forms and factions, right? Facets. But this is nothing new. This is the consistent progression of lobbying, of putting people in places, right? Of really trying to dehumanize women, right? And to stop them having their autonomy. Because, hey, listen, women actually, when you delay a woman becoming reproductively like becoming a mother, right? You actually there's certain social, backlashes that happen to that. So this ain't new news. This has been a long fight. If you don't believe me, NPR's Throughline actually did an entire piece on it. It's a podcast where they pull that bad boy apart, right? It has been co-opted by the very white nationalist, great, the replacement theory foolishness that the GOP has adopted as well,
Okay.
right? And but we understand this is a this is scary because this law does not only affect women who are just out having sex. This affects, there are multiple states across this country that the laws are so narrow, they restrict a woman's right to abortion if they are victims of sexual assault, if the pregnancy absolutely threatens the life of the mother, right? So there's some women who just for whatever reason are not able to like carry a baby to term or may have some like reproductive issues, and so they'll terminate the pregnancy. This stops that. Okay, this stops victims. This places victims of domestic violence in the crosshairs because we understand statistically a woman is less likely to leave an abusive situation if she has a child in common with her batterer, because that means that she becomes financially dependent on said person.
I got you.
And it actually becomes like a form of the DV.
I got you.
So rape victims
It
who
all
become
applies, right?
pregnant,
It applies to all of the above.
this is
I got you.
absolutely.
I got you, Queen. So let me ask you guys this, right? All right.
And I
So
do apologize for being long-winded, Broadway. I'm sorry.
no, it's Queen. It's cool, Queen.
You're doing your thing, Bougie.
So here's the thing, right? There's a there's a few aspects to this, right? I get it. Women's rights, right? D said something earlier. I guess he's on the line. I'll start it off when he comes off the line. I know he'll tap in with it. YouTube. I want to see you guys' commentary. Everybody in this room, please hit that link that's pinned to the top of the room and hit that like button on that YouTube video, please. The likes matter. Please show your social currency. I think this, right? I think that this is a lot. Because, yes, a woman should have the right to do as she please. But the thing is, I don't think that it's only a woman's decision. I feel like, yeah, it's a woman's body, but it's also a man that's also, playing the part inside this pregnancy. And I feel like, there's no angle. Everybody mute up, please. Please just mute up until it's your go, please. There's not anything set in place for the male side, right? Like a woman aborts or a man get a vasectomy, but what happens in that space between, all right, making a decision, what the woman just gets to make the decision on whether or not she wants to abort or not? I don't feel like that should just be a woman's decision. I feel like that should be a male and a woman's decision because it took both of them to lay together, so forth and so on. You hear what I'm saying?
But I think the context in which you're viewing that, and I absolutely understand it.
May I
but
go
you're
next,
saying
please?
that
Sure.
from-
Hold
saying that-
on, Bougie. Just give me a second. Let's spread the wealth. We got LaRon in here. I want to just spread the wealth, and I got you. I'll come back to you. Go ahead, LaRon.
Okay. Listen, man. Thank you for allowing me on the stage, but I 100% disagree with you, bro.
Okay.
Look, we're not carrying a kid. We're not allowing our body to be changed permanently. We are not gonna possibly die. Listen. In theory, right? Men should have men's input should matter, but that's only if a man is carrying the child as well. Here's the thing. This ruling, it's sad on a lot of levels because it shows the hypocrisy of the Republican politics. They're all about little government, limited government. We should be able to do whatever we want, but yet this kind of overreach, it pretty much contradicts everything that they're about. We talk about a a woman having the right to choose, but in addition to abortion, this also affects IVF treatments. This also affects women possibly storing their embryos. So it's more than abortion. And finally, my man, like, look, I don't have ovaries. I will never be able to carry a baby to term. I will never be able to get pregnant. So listen, I can want my woman to have that baby all day long, but at the end of the day, she's going to be carrying that child. We have no say so. And I just think that men, for the most part, and I'm already taking up way too much time. I just think men, for the most part, we need to just listen and just simply amplify women's voices because, this is something that I never thought that would ever happen. And my niece is going to have less rights than her grandmother, than her mother growing up. So let's think about that. It's Laurent, and I am done speaking.
Okay, listen, Laurent, right? And I understand that, right? I understand that logic, right? I just think that, one, I don't think that it should have been turned over. I think it should have been what it's been being, right? If that even makes sense. But going back to the part of, yes, a woman is carrying, but it wasn't just it's one thing if you arrive to this conclusion by yourself, right? But through life, we understand how life and conception actually happen. It takes a man and it takes a woman, right? So it should be a joint effort to decide whether or not they want to keep it or if they want to abort it, right? So I hear what you're saying, and I do think that, ultimately, yes, it is a woman should definitely have the right to say how she feel about so forth and so on. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, it takes a man and a woman. So just to make it a woman's decision, I feel like that's a bit much. But again, that's not what we're dealing with here, of course. We're dealing with they're overturning it, so they're making it illegal in most states to have an abortion. So tap in with us, guys. We want to spread the wealth around. We got to do praying. We got everybody in here in the comment section on YouTube. Please make sure you guys are hitting that link up on the top, please. This is very important. We are not here just for a good time. Please make sure you hit that link up top and hit that YouTube like button. Please and thank you. Tap in with us, though.
Listen, I was talking to my boy who
You
worked
go
for one of
next,
the
D.
Supreme Court,
Go ahead, Lindell.
who worked for one of the Supreme Court, and he told me this 6 months ago, and I'll repeat this, and I agree, but then I disagree, but I understood where he was coming from. Women wanted equal rights. Men don't have a lot of rights, so now they're getting a feeling of what men go through when they're now coming to power. And when I said it, and I was sitting in that room, and they said it, my stomach got in a knot, and then a woman said, "Damn, I guess this is a real reality we're gonna have to face if this gets overturned. This is the real reality that we got to take when this gets overturned."
Wake that up. I want to hear how you guys are
Yeah.
responding to it. What up, D?
What's up? What's up, everybody that just joined in? So yeah, Dupree was cooking when earlier, so I'm gonna let him go in. But I
Okay.
just wanted to say what the point that I was making earlier in the show when we were talking off air is that this is a thing. It's always through a woman how life is created, right? But I feel like the abortion conversation normally, if it happens like you did something, you slipped up or whatever, and both of y'all, like, you still got to have a conversation. But ultimately,
Right.
as the gentleman just said, like, she has to make that decision, which is fine. But sometimes it's the woman asking the man, well, what do you want to do? And then they agree, and then they go and do it too. So it's not always like a negative thing. Maybe the
Exactly.
time is not right or whatever. So I don't. I'm looking at how the courts is doing it. Is like that. That's really whack because it should be a situation where it's on case by case situation. How it comes is how you deal with it, and not just a one blanket statement. But what I did say earlier too is that people just. I mean, the bad part is that somebody's making a decision. The easy part should be that people should try to focus more on, being around and with people that they don't mind having kids with, and then at least that would help us get past the beginning part of this problem. But then the end part, like I said, with all the other things that we could possibly think of that may go wrong and may be, by way of something that the woman didn't want to happen, or some health, something that those things need to be handled, and it should not just be like, no, you just can't. Like, so I'm with the women on that. But as a man, I'm not laying down with nobody that I would not want to have a baby. So we
What?
won't even have to go to the courthouse,
What?
or to the doctor or whatever. Not courthouse.
Well, just real quick, right? But before I throw it to Dupreme, right? Just really quickly, right? Just like you highlighted, there's different and special circumstances, right? Sometimes women trap men where, and again, yeah, you laying down with the woman. I know women, I've heard of women, I don't know any personally, but maybe you guys do. I've heard of women in marriages saying they want a baby. The dude don't want a baby, and they say, go, listen, and finesse it and trap them, and now they having a whole baby. Like these are special circumstances. It worked vice versa as well, right? Like, we do know that women aren't the only victims in even inside of identifying who we're laying with, right? We do know that. But again, I know Dupreme was cooking. I want him to say some things on air that we didn't get. My bad, Dupreme. Sorry, we was working through some things. Tap in with me, dude, before we open it up. I want to get the ladies on it too. I seen Ashley flashing her mic. Tap in. Do you with us?
Guys, I gotta come back.
All right, cool. That's fine, D. I mean, dude. Yeah, tap in with us. How you feel, Queen? I see Anessa. I'm sorry, Queen.
Anissa.
Anissa.
Yeah. Hi. When it comes to unplanned pregnancies, it's both adults' responsibility. I don't believe in no grown person getting trapped. Like, a man knows what he's doing when he busts a nut inside a woman. The woman knows what she's doing when a grown woman knows what she's doing when she allows a man to do that. So both parties, I think this overturning Roe versus Wade, like I think BW said, it's just gonna make people think twice about who they lay down with, and who they stick their raw dicks in, and who women allow to stick their raw dicks in them. So maybe it was needed, because at the end of the day, people need to learn some damn self-discipline and restraint. That's just my thoughts. And then let's not forget, they didn't overturn the morning after pill. So, and then women, you should know your bodies, especially if you're in your 30s or even your 40s. You should know your ovulation dates. We can only get pregnant 6 days out of the fucking month. If you don't know your ovulation dates, then I feel sorry for you. If you don't know, if you're under 30, then you need to Google some apps, because there's plenty of apps that will help you with that, so that you can
Well,
avoid
What if you
unplanned pregnancies. Thank you.
what if you get raped though?
hold on,
Then
King.
what?
Oh yeah,
Wait,
no,
hold on,
that's
hold on.
fucked up. You should definitely be able to get an abortion.
So here's the thing, right? I'm hearing multiple things. Maybe you guys are way more informed than I am. So I'll look to you guys for information. If somebody could do a Google search or whatever, right? But here's the thing. I'm hearing that the abortion pill won't be over the counter, and I'm also hearing that if there is,
Oh wow.
and you said something about
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
hold on, and you also said something about if there's a what did she say? God damn it. She said, right to make your own decision, adults who you sleep with, not vasectomy. It was something. Damn it. It'll come back to me, Queen. I just think
I can speak to the morning after pill if that would be helpful.
thank you, Nadine.
Wow. I
Tap in
didn't
with
know
us.
that about the morning after pill. Go ahead, Nadine.
Hi, thank you for letting me speak. This is an incredibly important topic. First of all, let me say that with one swipe of a pen, they just put us back 50 years. It's really unbelievable, the things that they're doing. Let me also point out my other thought, which is the look over here, not over there, because if we're fighting about women's rights, we're not watching what they're doing in other ways and how government's spending its money. So there's that suspicion slash conspiracy. But the fact is that the younger generation of girls, call me auntie, are using the morning after pill as birth control. So they just say, I got drunk, I slipped up, I better take it just in case. How do you feel about that? It's pertinent.
So are they still allowing birth control? I mean, the Plan B to be sold over the counter? Is that information that I
It's
received wrong?
No, it's correct. It's
there is
limiting.
concern about contraceptive access being made available because several states have on legislation on the books that say you cannot provide any you cannot provide any type of contraception, morning after pills, birth control, right? IUDs, all of this stuff that prevents pregnancy is absolutely part and parcel of this Roe v. Wade conversation. They are targeting, right? They got states that say, oh, they will target doctors who send people who obtain that medication through the mail to
Yeah,
people.
that makes him an
Okay, that
accessory.
is absolutely real legislation that is happening. Okay, access to reproductive, like basic reproductive education and care. They're saying, oh, the doctor has the right to say, well, I don't want to do this, so guess what, I'm not going to do this. I don't care what your insurance is paying for this or not. I have the right to refuse this service.
Wow.
And the
Right. It's going
concern
too
is this:
far.
women have historically been the property of men. So when people talk about, like, oh, they are
Whoa, what does that mean? What does
you
that
could, so
mean?
for example, in this country, in the 1970s, okay, in the 80s, you could not get a credit card, you couldn't buy a house, you couldn't get a mortgage without either your father's permission or your husband's permission.
All right, so wait,
Because
hold on,
you
hold on.
had to have,
Just
no,
be mindful.
literally,
Hold on, just listen. Just be mindful of women, because that's an extreme to say a woman was the property. Hold on, let me just say this.
this access. You deserve this
Hold
right.
on, Queen. Let me
You
just say this.
deserve this service.
Hold on.
You are not a person.
Hold on, Queen. What I'm saying is this. That's a very extreme thing to say. A woman is a man's property up until a certain point. I want you to delineate on that, but I'm just highlighting that's very extreme to say because women aren't men's property. Like 70s and
What?
all right, go ahead. Tap in. Finish that thought, Bougie.
And then I had one last
It's
thing
like
to say.
you don't have the right to your autonomy as a person, right? That I can't walk into the bank and be like, yo, I want a credit card, I want a loan,
But
because
that's
I
something
have this.
different, though. That's something
No, it's
different
not
than
different. I'm
owning.
telling you why it's different.
All
It's
right.
not different.
Okay.
Because I can go into any old place and buy some Tylenol, right? Because I got a headache. People presume that people are on birth control because they want to prevent pregnancy. Sometimes people are on birth control because guess what? They have hormonal conditions that are very common. This is not the outliers. These are the real statistics, right? That they don't even have a regular menstrual cycle. They have that their bodies are not working
Fibroids.
properly.
All right, so look. All
Fibroids,
right,
right?
cool.
Exactly.
Listen.
So this
And the
is a
last
Hold
thing
on,
that I
problem.
guys.
want to
It's
Hold
say
on,
very
guys.
real.
is that this will not
Hold on,
reverse
guys.
women having abortions.
Guys, hold on, please. Thank you. Just let me read some of these YouTube comments because they are tapping in on YouTube as well. Tarika said women need to be more responsible and take accountability. She also said they need to use protection or get protection and don't always depend on a man to have protection. Wake that up. All right, tap in with me. I feel that. I feel
Okay, I
that.
just would
Tarek.
want to finish and
After you,
say
Nadine, I
thanks.
will.
No problem, Ashley. I just want to say this last thing because I think it's very important to understand.
Yes.
The overturning of Roe versus Wade will not stop women from having abortions. What it will stop is women having safe abortions. This is archaic. Yes. And
But can I?
I'll park
Thank
now.
you.
Hold on,
Can,
one at a time, guys. Listen, we are streaming on YouTube and we are doing the show. This space ain't like those spaces, so we like to be audible. So one person at a time, please. To Nadine, I say that with you saying that, I wonder if that means because I hear what you said, and when you say safe abortion, does that mean going back to what Bougie said about having abortion by way of
Coat hangers.
Yes, yes.
all
I got
kinds
you.
of
Okay.
crazy
I
shit.
wanted to be
Yeah.
clear on that. Okay, cool. Tap in with us, guys.
Can I say something,
Please.
or is somebody else in the?
No, go. I think Ashley wanted to go, and you could go after Ashley, Tish.
I mean, Nadine, I think you just hit on exactly where I was going to go with this. So, there are going to be women that are going to go out and do this themselves. Why put us in a position where now women cannot say what is right for their body? I think a couple people hit on it a couple times about just different medical things that go on with women where maybe they cannot go forth with the pregnancy, and you're telling me that I'm supposed to put my life in jeopardy. I just find it crazy that it is so many men that are on the Supreme Court and that got to make a ruling over something that I get to do with my body. I'm totally disturbed about the whole thing, and it's going to be so many deaths now due to this because people are going to do what they want to do, and now just think about all of the lives that's going to end because women are going to have backdoor backyard abortions now.
It gets scary out here, man. It gets very scary. You said something. You said something, Ashley. I'm gonna give it to you right now, Tish. Sorry, Queen. You said something, Ashley, and what that was something along the lines of women having to men being on the Supreme. I think the ruling was 3-6, right? I think the ruling was 3-6, and it came down to two men and a woman that came in that was introduced to the Supreme Court, brought to you in part by yours truly, Donald Trump. You hear me? So I wonder, being that it was there are women in that position. I hear a lot of people saying things like, "Oh, men are making decisions. Men are making decisions." But just playing devil's advocate. Just playing devil's advocate. What about the women that are also in those spaces? You guys can get to that when you get to it. I'm gonna give it to Tish. Tap in with us, Tish.
Yeah, I also too wanted to say Broadway, bring Nikita up because she got a lot to say in the chat, and I want to see hear what she got to say.
Okay.
But what I was gonna say is this issue. People are so up in arms about abortion, but they never had a problem with Black women dying in large numbers giving birth. So the thing about it is, this whole situation, if it don't knock on your door today, tomorrow it might knock on your door. And then when people are saying about don't have sex, first of all, let's just do statistics. The millennial, I'm in the age of millennial, right? We're not having sex, we're not married, and we're not having kids in large numbers. Okay. So when people are saying all these people are having kids, what generation is having kids? Because the millennial, we're definitely not having kids. And so when we're saying that, then it leaves us having kids later. Okay. What's the problem with having kids later? The problems with having kids later is that we are at high risk. So which has some of those things that they just banned, which is if we get pregnant, we might not have the ability to have a baby, right? So then we have those tubal I forgot the actual name of it when you actually have the pregnancy inside the tubes. So we might have
Human ligation.
yes, we might have those pregnancies, and guess what? So that means that we're gonna die because we can't have abortions. They will have to give us abortions to get rid of that. So the thing is, so people's having this one linear conversation about, oh, you can't stop having sex. Well, first of all, what are y'all talking about? And what generation are y'all talking about? And I find it very funny that white women come on this stage or specifically talking about it when they were 56% of the people voting for this shit. And then it happens. And so the thing about it is, to me, is that's the reason why when this stuff happens, you cannot be the one to say, if you can't sit around and watch other people be oppressed and don't say anything, because it will happen to you next. So at the end of the day, or whatever, this whole situation happened, women, we have been discarded. We actually have this whole big issue where we can't even define what a woman is right now, which is very upsetting in its own self. So at the end of the day, or whatever, women, we are at the lower totem pole. Then we have a whole other group of men that identify as women that is sourcing us out too. So we don't even have a category
And
by ourselves anymore. So at the end of the day, it's so many different things to this and levels of women that men, they only think
Wow.
linear and think in one side. It's about kids, but we are really talking about women and they're really trying to get rid of us. And at
Wow.
the end of the day, if that's the case, stop giving your coochie away, women. If they don't want to protect us, don't give your coochie away no more. And then we don't have to worry about it. And I'll land there.
Hold on, hold
Hello.
on, hold on. Just let that breathe for a
not to
moment.
mention,
Please just let that breathe for a moment. Please, please. Because sometimes we step over and we get to the next point and we get to the next opinion. Just let that breathe for a moment because she said a couple of things, man. She said a couple of things that I know have you all in a frenzy and want to get to, some of what you guys agree. Some of you guys probably disagree, right? But she definitely said something. So I appreciate that, Tish. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I think there's an agenda, right? And maybe I could be wrong. I don't think that I am. I think there is an agenda. I think that something is going on. Something's in the water. What you just woke up about can't identify what a woman is. Women having a lot of women being put in situations where, respectfully, just close your legs. Just close your legs because it ain't safe no more. We living in a time where the millennials are 40 now. Y'all do know that, right? Like the term millennial, they are 40 now. Y'all know that, right? Millennials are 40 right now. Like they're not in the what they call that. The
no,
Gen Z.
you have.
Huh?
I'm
Hello?
sorry. You have the younger millennials, and then there's the older. The maximum millennial age is 41, babe.
All right, that's right.
But they go all the way down to like the early 30s.
Correct, right? But they are millennials still, right? That at the top of it, they're 40, right? So we can't. I just want to wake that up because when we use the term millennial, I don't know if some people know what millennial is in the age frame, so forth and so on. As I think the queen just woke up, but I just think that there's things that's going on in the world, and this Roe versus Wade, and there's an agenda, and this is why I think what's King name LaRon said earlier, and I think Tish also said as well. Don't be support some. Don't just support something when it supports you, right? Be in the trenches and support things because it eventually is going to get to you. And this goes back to what Lauren was saying about the right for women to carry and that commentary that he provided us with earlier. I definitely agree to that part. I know you guys were trying to tap in. I see Trillion on Instagram. She said all these men are ugly as hell. All right, that's it. All right, I see that we on serious some, so I want to give serious commentary. Let me see what's happening here. Jason, the Jason Real Show said, didn't y'all celebrate putting black men in court that didn't know what a woman was? Oh, I guess he's saying that didn't women celebrate putting men in court because they didn't know what all right, whatever that is. We want to stay on topic. So I see some of the commentary. That commentary that's on point, that's on key, that adds and doesn't take away. I will definitely get to it and we'll definitely read it. Tap in with us. I want to get the commentary. Back to you, Clubhouse. YouTube, tap in. I want to see your commentary. Please, everybody on YouTube, please. I see it's a lot of us in here and not half of you guys hit that like button on that link that's being provided above. Hit that like button on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube. I'm going to play some of the videos that I played earlier as well. And from Maxine Waters, so forth and so on. And I want you guys to hit that link up top so you guys can hit that like button on YouTube. Please provide your social currency. Tap in with us. I think it was you, Shonda. Somebody mic open. Go ahead, A. Anessa?
I'm sorry, was someone going to go before me?
No, go.
Yeah,
Go
okay. I think she did touch on a lot of points that the woman before me. And one of the ones that I agree and I have a problem with is that they've taken our identity and now they're calling us cisgender. Don't call me no damn cisgender. I am a woman. You are not. I don't have any problem with the LGBTQ plus A community, but Do not disrespect me. I was born a woman, so I think it's disrespectful for you to give me another name saying cisgender, but you're calling yourself a non-born woman, a woman. That's an insult to all of us as women. And I'm tired of the bullshit. Like I support them, but don't do this. I don't support the bullshit. I don't support you calling us cisgender and calling yourself a woman. How fucking dare you? And so
Mm.
that's where I draw the line at. It's too much. And call them men cis hetero. No, they're men. We're men and women. You are the other. And like I said, I don't have a problem at all with them. I do have a problem with them trying to rename us when we were born men and women. It's an insult to us as a whole, both men and women. So I just wanted to address that.
Ricky, I appreciate that. Hold on. Let me just hit a round of applause for that. I appreciate that. Ricky Opinion said historians are saying they have never seen Democrats this upset since Republicans outlawed slavery in the 1800s. Wow. Shout out to Ricky. I mean, risky opinions. Excuse me. I'm saying Ricky. Tap in.
Hey,
I
that's
think
a fact, though. That's
I
a
think
fact. That's an
Broadway.
uncomfortable fact, dog.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's an
And
uncomfortable
Broadway, I
fact.
just wanted to make it.
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, A.
Um, I'm sorry, I just wanted to be real brief again. Also, we have to remember this was overturned by the Supreme Court, but it's still up to your state legislators to make the decision on if it's going to be legal in your state or not. More than likely, if you live in a red state, you can count on it being abortion being illegal. But we still have to remember
Mm.
the blue states where a lot of them are still going to opt to have abortions. So what we're going to have is a slew of women flying to other places to get abortions
Mm.
done. Not to mention, I'm sure the cost is going to go from
Hi.
I don't even
Yeah.
know how much
Yeah.
abortions are.
Yeah.
Like yeah, so it's probably they're probably going to go to $2,000 and $3,000 now because only certain states are going to have them. So that's what we have to also remember too. Not every state is going to make abortion illegal.
Illegal. Correct.
Only certain states. If you
Correct.
live in a red state and you have a problem with it, I would look into maybe relocating. That's all I wanted to say.
That's half of the country, though.
Yeah, but
Facts.
Hold on.
black women in court.
Jason, hold on, Jason. You just came on stage. Bear with us. Read the room. I know you've been in the comments and I know you've been here. So let's just, I'm going to give it to Lindell and then we'll get to you, beloved. I appreciate you tapping in with us. Hold on, Lindell. Trillion said on YouTube, shout out to Trills. She said, who's protecting women in Congress? I strongly dislike the term cisgender, six male SMH. I hear you. What up though, Keisha? Tap in with us. Lindell, what it do, King?
Yo, listen, we talk about the alphabet community, right? But if we pay attention, their voices as loud as most black women. So who empowered them, right?
Whoa,
Black
So
women.
whoa,
when
whoa, 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 whoa,
Thank
whoa.
you.
Whoa,
Men.
whoa, hold on. And this is where they start waking it up. Hold on, Lindell. I see what you're doing, and I see what's about to happen. I got you, King. What he's saying is who empowered these women? Because heterosexual men aren't jumping in that bag by large numbers. Two, you know what? Go ahead, Linda. I don't want to take. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, work on it. Wake it up.
nah, man, if you
Wow.
pay attention,
Just wow.
if you just pay attention for a minute, right, and just like I watch this, I literally have debates with women. I have a group of black women, and when I made that statement, they had to stop and be quiet for a second because they sound just like them. The alphabet community sound very similar to black women, and I said, well, who are y'all targets?
Mm.
Well, guess what? It was me. Now, guess what happened? You empowered men to be women that sound like you. Now, think about that for a second. I'm
But
going back on mute.
Let's just think
honestly
about that for
speaking,
a
though,
second.
Lindell, I'm sorry, but was it more women from our community
Yeah.
that was giving them these
But
voices,
hold on,
or
but hold
I
on,
just want to know?
hold on, Mika. I got you right. And here's the thing, right? Because right, wrong, or indifferent, it is what it is, right? Because how you say this, Broadway? Just say it. I believe that, and my numbers could be wrong. I don't think that they are, but I don't think it's heterosexual men, and I hate to place blame or so forth or so on, but what Lindell just did and woke up was thinking about who empowered who. Where's this narrative coming from? And I see what you about to do, Mika, so wake it up. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's white women, black women gave
It's not.
I don't think it's about that. I just think it's about women as a whole coming in, being in support of something, but not being clear on the ramifications of what may lie there. Go ahead, Mika.
Yeah, I know it's not about a color thing, but when you say that, oh well, we put them in, I just want to know if it was more of us though, because they're he said he had the conversation with black women though, so that's why I asked.
But it is black women, and I'll say this too. The reason why, I mean, it is black women because a lot of the things, even white males, when they are trying to be women and they do mimic black women, a lot of the things that men do, they do mimic black women, whether they're playing or whether they are, or just that is just how they, for whatever reason, they morph into a black woman. And so I do blame black women. But so the problem is with this is that because they are allowing this, they are getting more rights than we are. And so the whole time you pushing this, and I'm not going to call it an agenda in a way, but it is an
It's
agenda
an
because the
agenda.
point is the sex part of it. It doesn't even really matter to me who you have sex and what you identify. I don't care
Right,
about that. That
right,
is not
right.
for
That's
that.
none of my business. Don't care about it. Right.
It don't have nothing to do with that. But the problem that what happens is we have males that were born males that call themselves women. They're barging into women only spaces and taking over. How the hell is that not patriarchy? Because at the end of the day, or whatever, the whole people can say whatever they want to about patriarchy in itself. You squeezing yourself into a women's only
Wow.
space, considering yourself a woman, is fucking patriarchy. And that's the whole thing that people don't want to realize because they say, oh, they're so progressive. You're a progressive patriarchy. That's what this is. And so black women are the head. They are spearheading this. And that's the reason why you'll see all black women, they'll go head to head with a black man on it, and don't know in 50 years your ass ain't even gonna be a woman no more. You're gonna be a fucking slave, made primarily, and they're gonna replace you as a woman, and they don't even see it. But I'll land there.
All right, so let me just say
Yes,
this.
Tish. Okay.
Let me just say this one thing. Then I give it to I think Jason and what up, Ariana. What's happening, Ariana? Give me 1 second. So Trillion said, and okay, I'm gonna read this, but Trillion said, I don't support LGBT. She said, I support individuals taking away gender and calling women birth people. Here's the thing with that, right, Trills? I feel like I don't dislike or have any ill will towards people of the LGBTQ plus community. Like, do your thing. I don't care who you sleep with, so forth and so on. But I would be remiss if I didn't make mention of there is an agenda, right? And you just got to be careful because some things, I think Nadine said something earlier in regards to how she said it, something happening over here, so it distracts us from what's happening over there. So you got to be mindful of it. And so yeah, I just wanted to add that commentary. Jason, what's happening? We'll come to you next, Ariana. Jason, we can't hear you, King. All right, King, we'll come back
Let
to.
me just comment quickly. I'm
All
sorry,
right,
Broadway. I thought
go
I
for
was
it. Go for it,
filling
Nate.
a moment in, but yeah. Sorry, I forgot my thought.
I had said something like, you had woke something up earlier about what's happening over there.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that part of too, definitely, that it could be just diversion, because that's what they love to do in the news cycles, is just divert us from what the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I said that part, but I had another thought, but I'll come back.
Nah, it's definitely going to
Can
come
you hear
back to
me?
you. Yes, we can
Can
hear
you
you,
hear me?
Jason. We're
Hold
gonna
on.
go, Jason. We can hear you, Jason. Go to my
Oh,
YouTube
okay.
if you are on my Instagram, Broadway the Giant. The link is in the bio. Please hit that link up top and show your social currency by liking that video. Please like that video. We screaming live on YouTube. Tap in with me, Jason.
All right, now, let me rephrase what you were saying, because my comment was straightforward. When when they made a song about this Supreme Court justice getting in office, her ass should have been booted. I don't give a fuck what color she is. She said she don't know what a woman is, and she got most of the best degrees college could offer. And she said she don't know what a woman is, and black women celebrated that because she was the first black woman Supreme Court justice. Then on the other note
Wow.
is why should
Wake that up.
why are women complaining? Just move to a blue state. That just, I think it's fair. The Supreme Court justice decision was fair. They said, we're just going to pull out of this and we're going to let the states decide what happens. Now, all these excuses about ectopic pregnancy, I understand that. My wife had that. Then my wife never used birth control for whatever that, what was it that they said that that you have when you
Thyroids?
I know she had thyroids. My wife had that. My mother has that. My mother's never used no birth control for no thyroids. You know, so that's bullshit excuses. Just say I want to
It's
kill
not
black
thyroid
babies
Let him
and
space.
keep
finish.
it a
Thyroid.
buck.
Just please let him finish. Let him finish.
They
You guys
say
will
you
get a
want to
chance.
kill. They say you want to kill black babies and you don't care, and you want that on the line, and you don't care. First off, Margaret Sanger came out with this, so y'all won't overpopulate her race. So why isn't nobody waking that shit up? And I'm done.
They're gonna
Can I
respond to
speak?
you. Stay there, Jason. Go for it, A.
Yeah, first, I'm a nurse. There's a difference between fibroids and thyroids. A thyroid condition is totally separate from a fibroid condition.
Okay.
And as a nurse, they do use birth control. Has nothing to do with abortions, but they definitely use birth control to help control and shrink fibroids. If they
Then why they
can't do it
call it
that
birth
way, then
control,
they move
not
to it. Let me finish because he
Yeah,
told me not to
let
interrupt
him.
you.
That. Thank you.
Because it is a method, just like other medications can be used to treat various diseases. So they do use birth control to treat and shrink fibroids. If that does not work, then they have to move to a surgical procedure or a hysterectomy. So that is a fact. That is not something that was made up by somebody in this room. As a nurse, I am confirming they do use birth control to treat women with fibroids because they have extremely heavy periods. Thank you.
All right. So Trillion
As
said. I'm coming to you right now. Trillion said, "Guns have more rights than women get to scrap." Ladies, hey, wake that up. Go ahead, Was that Ariana?
It was Adina. I just
Adina.
wanted to speak, just
Okay.
back up and on top of all of that, they call it birth control because we're talking about the woman's fallopian. We're talking about that region, the anatomy, right? So that's why we're talking about that birthing canal. And me being a woman who does have fibroids, I have used this to help reduce that. And as also a biology major, it has to do a lot with anatomy and physiology. Thank you.
Well, well, well. Hey, listen, I'm not a woman, so you know, I had a relationship a long time ago with a woman that had fibroids. Which one is in your throat, or somewhere in your throat, or
The thyroid is thyroid.
Thyroid.
the
That's in your
thyroids?
throat. The
Okay, thank you.
fibroids are in your stomach.
Okay, thank you, ladies. So she had fibroid with an F, right? Fibroids and an F, and all right. So she had fibroid. So I'm not too well versed on women things. I only know what I know by way of dealing with women and being a fly on the wall when women speak. So I listen to you guys and I take certain things from you guys and I take it at face value. You know, so I appreciate the commentary, ladies, and the information, right? Because that's what we all here for, information and trying to provide some type of solutions or the ideas of solutions that could help assist us in the long term.
Well, can I Broadway about the fibroids? Um, I've had fibroids before and I had to get mine surgically removed, which in itself, you have to kind of beg from them not to take your whole entire uterus.
Damn.
Because I had a person that went in, she never had no kids and she wanted to have kids. When she woke up, they told her they had to take it. So this whole situation telling people like, oh, they doing it because black women are having a whole lot of abortions. They'll take, if you have fibroids and you could be sleep under the table, they're like, look, this is going to be easier for me to go ahead and take this, then they go ahead and take it. So they don't need to do that because
Mm,
they do that in the medical system anyway.
mm.
And there's some women who can tell you that they're 25 and can't have kids because they went in there to get it removed and they just took the whole entire thing. So it's the thing is that people don't understand that they're taking away our rights already. It just so happens that this is a broader way for them to say, in terms of kids and people having ability. But they're taking that. We just have a situation, and that's why a lot of the times we are on birth control
Mm.
because for whatever reason we have higher estrogen that causes the fibroids, and we have to go in and take these birth control pills that will save us because if we don't take the birth control pill, we have run the ability to have to be bleed out. So most of us have to get blood transfusions on top of that. So
Mm.
there's a whole different areas that they're not talking about. So
Okay.
when they're talking about like the whole situation of having the kids, they're taking away our rights when we are just going there just to get cured.
So
And then they found it easier to go ahead and take your uterus and you wake up. I had to beg and I
so
had to advocate to myself for them not to take my uterus because they was trying to do that.
damn. Well, firstly, I'm sorry you had to go through that because that's a traumatic experience. I would only imagine, Queen. So yeah, that's a lot. But you're okay now, right? You're just making sure here.
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
wonderful,
good because
wonderful.
I had
So,
prayers and
so
was praying for me, but it don't always happen for other women.
right,
So I'm
right.
just saying.
I'm here for that. Let me say this, right? Let me say this, guys. Give me a second. Two things I wanted to make. The commentary. All right. Tracy said, so every woman in the state had, wait, she said, so when every state changes, because I think some of you guys have said, just move to a blue state, right? But she said, this is on YouTube, by the way. She said every state, so when every state changes, then what? Go to Saturn? Like, right? Like, it's please mute up, please mute up, please mute up. Keep yourself muted until I finish, please. What I'm saying is this, right? Be careful, cisgender, LGBT, transgender, whatever the case is. Back to that commentary a little bit. Be careful of what you support. Be careful of what you support. In the realm of, I think it was Tish that woke it up, and then Lindell woke it up. Be careful of what you support because I think that it's very easy. It's very easy to go out your house, up the block, round the corner, and go march for something, right? And especially if you have friends and family that's a part of this community, cool, it is what it is. I don't care about who you sleep with. But I do care about the birth control aspect and wiping women off, right? Because you're in support of something, but while you're supporting this, be aware that it's the same. Who said that? Was it QA that said earlier about the patriarchal society where now the the women that's born men are women and they're getting more rights than women. Who said that? Was
Me.
it Tish? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on that. That was heavy. That was heavy. Go ahead. I think it was you, Anessa. You wanted to. Is it Anessa or Anissa? I think it's Anessa. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I think you wanted to tap in, Queen. Go ahead.
Anissa.
Anissa. Oh my God. Please forgive me, Queen. I'm not trying to hack your name. I'm just so sorry. I see two different things. Okay, cool. Go for it.
It's okay. No, I was telling women, like I know a couple women in this room said they have fibroids, but they have so many new treatments now. They're actually trying to, in the medical field, get away from doing hysterectomies altogether now. So they have where they can do an ablation, basically where they clip off the main vein to your uterus to stop the blood flow. and it shrinks the fibroids. And they also have where basically it's done by it's like a chemical almost, not chemical, but like through X-ray technology, where you lay in. It's almost like an MRI type machine, and they shrink them through that way also. So there are other options for the women who do have fibroids, and the birth control is not helping to control or make their fibroids shrink. I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. I just want to be mindful. I just want to be clear on somebody else woke it up earlier and said, I think it was Anessa or it might have been Tish, or maybe Mika, somebody. But they said that be cognizant of what birth control is. It's to control birth. It's to control population. It's to control. You know what? I digress. We got Keisha. We got Adana. We got Kiki. Bougie tap in. We got Mika. D. Do you have anything to say, King? You've been quiet. I know you've been silent assassin.
Nah, I'm good. I don't want to be. I don't want to be one of the men that speaking so heavy on this woman. You know what they going through, and it's so fresh. So I don't want to, and I definitely don't want to make a mistake and say something that I don't know nothing about and have them lynch me. So I'm good. I'm good on that. I stand with the women though. I just I'm here for that. So
I think
I think it's totally okay
for
for.
talk about the fact that I believe men do have some rights and something to say about the situation.
I feel the same way, Nadine. I feel the same way. I feel like we as men, it should be something along the lines of stand in support of women, right? But in an effort to not get clipped off or in an effort to not get bamboozled at the end of it, understanding that birth control, abortions, there's so many different avenues so many different people that this affect, right? You got DV rape victims, you got domestic violence situations, you got so many different avenues that this Roe versus Wade it affects. And then on a more common side to it, you guys it's just a mistake, right? You guys was practicing a safe sex and a mistake happened, a condom break, or I heard women get pregnant on birth control. I've heard women get pregnant while on a period. Like I've heard of wild different situations. And yes, at the end of the day, we should be cognizant of the person and the people that we're laying down with. Abso-freaking-lutely, right? However, I got you right now. However, there's another side to it where, cool, she's pregnant. Maybe she don't want the baby. Maybe he wants the baby. Should it only be her right to have that baby? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe she wants the baby. Maybe he doesn't. Should it only be his? I feel like it should be a joint effort somehow, some way, just to make it fair. But we understand and know that life isn't fair. I get that. I'm just making it, to Nadine's point, I feel like men should have a part to say in this. But tap in with us, Keisha, and then we'll go and then we'll go so forth and so on. Keisha.
Okay. I almost forgot, but I feel like it'll help people practice safe sex. It'll also save diseases because people will be like, well, let me use a condom because it might, or let's take our time, or let me have sex with a person that I might want to get pregnant with. It'll slow down the bodies out here. And also, I agree with the people that's like getting molested and stuff like that. That's not fair. But there's a lot of senseless killing with little babies dying, populations dropping, and I feel like, sorry to the women that be mad at me, but for all these women that is out here just living their best life, having unprotected sex with different men, knowing that they can get a morning after pill and abortions and shit like that, I feel like that's not fair to the future because it's like you holding back the future. And to be honest, these are all God and the government kids. We just push these babies out. They belong to the government, to be honest. But we're not gonna go there. So what I'm saying is they just need their babies back. They dying. Bitches is killing these babies because they want to be outside and shit. Nah, fuck that. Y'all finna sit y'all ass down and get this population back up.
So can
Wow.
I just say something? Can I get some pushback? I'm gonna give a solution to these men out here real quick. Familiarize yourself with the family court laws in your state. Cause ain't nobody fucking putting a gun to your head to be a pappy if you don't want to do it. Okay? Let's keep it a buck.
What does that mean? That
You
went over
can
my head. What does that mean?
absolutely go to family court in New York State and on day one say, you know what? Because I don't want to be a father. I want to terminate my parental rights. That means you have absolutely no financial or legal liability to said child. Like real talk. Don't sign no birth certificates. Take your ass to family court. Like you could take your behind to a store and buy a pair of Jordans. Like you could go out to the club. Like you could go on vacation. Okay, and respect through your business. When people say that oh women trap men, yeah they do. But guess what? There has been laws on the books that say nobody's making you do this shit. You just don't know that these laws exist. Okay? Like real talk. I have had conversations with my partners, especially after I hit 35. I was like, yo, bust it. If you don't want to do this, oh, understand, ain't nobody putting a gun to your head because I'm good. I will be good. And guess what? We can go to family court. You can sign your rights away, and I can go about my business, and you can go about yours. So when people talk about folks getting trapped, we are not talking about legal recourses. We are talking about moral recourses, and them two ain't the fucking same. Like real talk. And when we can start having very frank conversations about, yo, I don't want to be a parent, and that goes on both sides, right? Because there are a ton of women who be like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Most states absolutely have it available for you to go and terminate your rights. Go ahead. They have safe haven laws. Why? Just like abortions became legal because women were dying in mass from bad abortions, from backyard abortions, right? Children were dying because they was being dropped off. They was being murdered by parents who did not want them. So now you can go walk your baby into a hospital, walk it into a police station, walk your baby into a daggone firehouse, a church, a safe place, and no questions asked and say, I don't want this kid and dip. And I think that we talk about, oh, this is not there, and presume shit ain't there, not out of intentional ignorance, but unintentional ignorance. If you gonna be fucking, and excuse me for cursing Broadway on your show, but if you gonna be out here having sex, guess what? You need to know what your options are. And that is that's real talk. And if you can't have them conversations with whoever you laying down with, then that's a problem with you. Because we got a whole bunch of children running around here in adult bodies. So when men say, oh, well, women trap dudes, no, you trapped yourself. Because guess what? All you had to do was find out where family court was, go on and say, I want to terminate my parental rights to this kid because I don't want to deal with this.
I got you.
And be out.
I got you. I got you. I appreciate that, Bougie. Appreciate that commentary. Appreciate it. Oh man, I see these comments going off crazy. I see you guys waking it up from so many different ways and man, it's I'm telling you right now, when I was in elementary school, I remember, what was her name? I said I remember, right? My third grade teacher, Miss Chambers. Miss Chambers said, be careful because when you guys get older, there ain't gonna be no Social Security. Now I hear them saying the same thing I hear the same adults saying it to the kids below them, right? We gotta be mindful. We gotta be aware of what's happening around us. These things that's happening in the world by way of politics are and will affect our lives, or if not our lives, our children's lives, right? They finessed us by making us feel and believe that we are living in the land of the free, the home of the brave. That's bullshit, respectfully, disrespectfully. I'll just put it out there and say that. It's a whole marketing strategy, right? It's a marketing strategy to get people over here into the United States of America to work for a living, right? and I get into a bag when I start thinking about work, I start thinking about it's a finesse that they finessed us to think that working 40 years out of our lives, or whatever it is, whatever comes first, 65 or whatever, 25 years, whatever it takes before you retire. I think it's all a scam. I think it's a finesse. I think that America is great at is a marketing strategy. Okay, I think that I'm not saying that a job, a 9 to 5, isn't important for some people, but it's the millennials, going back to the millennials part to it. It's the millennials that have figured out that, it's a finesse. They've listened to the people. They listen to their parents that said, go to school, get an education, and that'll put you in position to get a better job. I'm going somewhere with this. I promise you I'm going to get there. It's going to all relate in a moment. They finesse the millennials to do said things, right? So now the millennials get older, they get in their education, they go on to school, they smart as AF, right? They smart. They got these degrees. And you heard it on College Dropout. I got these degrees, but your kids can't eat no degrees. And then you get older, and now we're here. And then we start leaning back and teaching our kids the same. Like, America wants us to be and sit in a certain pocket. They want us to keep perpetuating the things and the stories that was told so many years ago. Where Broadway going to with this? Here. I believe that if we don't effectively see what's happening and through some degrees or some lens or another, wake it up and be able to say and share new information with our children, then the cycle will repeat itself. We're not living in those yesteryears. So what does that mean? That means that we get a chance to do things a little bit different and move with a little bit more, with better intentions, right? Because to be honest with you, a 9 to 5 never made anybody rich, just a regular 9 to 5. It never created a source of income so that we can leave. What? I think they want you to work to like 63, 65, and then you got another 10 years because average life is 75. That make sense. You can't.
You will never make retirement age. In most cases, you'll die before you get
You'll
there.
die. So let's wake it up. Let's be more cognizant. Let's be more mindful of the information that we're passing back down to our kids. Because I think they call it now the Gen Zs. We got to be mindful, being millennials, how to give better information to our kids. Don't just be caught in the rat race and listening to your moms and your pops and what they told us. And nah, that shit is old as fuck. And I'm not saying certain parts of it, saying please and thank you and knowing how to add 1 + 1 to get 2. These things won't ever go out of style. And there's some new addition stuff happening too. It's like a period, and that's multiplication. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, that's Broadway on the fake rant. All I'm saying is we got to be more mindful and cognizant of the information that we're receiving. This Roe versus Wade thing is very important. Right? Because we're gonna need to teach our children these same things. And it's gonna be unfamiliar to us at first, but we gotta make ourselves more aware of what's happening. I'm gonna throw it back to Clubhouse and YouTube for final commentary. YouTube, leave it in the comment section. Please give me your final commentary. I'm gonna come back and read them. To Clubhouse, give me final commentary. I'm gonna go in a row, or whomever wanna pop off their mic. Pop off your mic, just yield it to the person if two mics open up at the same time. Final thoughts, Giants. Tap in with us. Clubhouse, let's go.
You were dropping diamonds.
I appreciate
you were on a
that.
roll. I want to say preach, 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 Broadway.
This is the beginning to a lot of different things about to happen. So if all possible, people need to start preparing, because at the end of the day, if this is happening the way it is, we got a lot, because they're already trying to roll back interracial dating and all LGBT rights and all of those. So just prepare yourself and get your family ready just for battle. I'll land.
I appreciate that, Tish. Who next?
So
Tarika,
this is really,
go
oh, I'm
for it.
sorry.
No, go for it. Adina.
So this is really, if you think about it from a biological perspective, Darwin's survival of the fittest. Who is the most? Because we are apex creatures, it's up to us to tag along and to the power portion. The power portion is the wisdom quest, right? We have to make sure that we are doing the research, right? My dad taught me something that was really, really important all my life. He said the details are in the math, right? Do the math. Many of us suffer because we don't understand simple mathematical principles, right? We don't want to look at data. We don't want to look at graphs. We don't want to understand our money, our life, and our body. We just live trying to live our life YOLO, right? But that is the key to death, right? You want to focus on what is good for you as an individual. So that means you're going to have to do the research and you're going to have to know who exactly is in charge. Who is in charge? And it's not who you think it is.
I appreciate that, Adina. I appreciate that, Adina. Final thoughts, Clubhouse, coming hot. Jason, are you by your mic, King? Final thoughts. All right, cool. This is how I'm gonna do this, right? Tracy's.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. You
tap
can
in,
hear me?
tap in. Yeah, I ain't got all day. Tap in. What it do, King?
Yeah. I
Final
mean,
thoughts.
I mean, I ain't. I mean, I'm kind of 60-40 split on this whole thing, because I actually sympathize if it's a real medical situation or it's a tragedy situation when it comes to a man violating a woman. In certain aspects, I am for it. But, just to be having irresponsible sex and then saying, hey, I could just go buy a pill or I could just go to the clinic and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I'm not for shit like that. And I rest my case.
Oh man. I appreciate that. We appreciate that, Jason. Commentary. I'll come back to you guys. Tarika said, women are just the carry. Women are just the carrier. We can have babies by ourselves. I guess she probably meant we can't have babies by ourselves. I don't know. Tracy said COVID wasn't a random act. Population health. Okay, I know that's right. I don't believe that COVID was a random act neither. I definitely don't. I don't want to get in my conspiracy bag. I want to keep it on what it is. But trust me, I do not believe COVID was a random act, because if we listening to what Adina said and looking at the pie charts, the graphs, and paying attention to the math, listen, it's a lot going on out here. Make sure you guys are staying woke and I hate that term. Just make sure you guys are doing the knowledge and doing your own homework. Keep yourself out these I'm a FING for nigga free. Like, stay away from all that. Like okay, it's cool for what it's cool for, but it doesn't help move the margin, right? It doesn't help us get nowhere. It's cool for a song, it's cool for a dance, but the real meat and potatoes, people don't want to do the real work, which is simply opening their eyes and reading a paragraph. If it's, go to NPR, get off the shade room. Like, what's happening? Hello? Final thoughts. I see Danny in the room. We were just about to wrap up. I think this was a very insightful, educating based, and I can't say insightful enough. You guys woke it up through many different aspects. Shout out to Tish for waking it up, respectfully. Shout out to Adina and Mika, Nadine for waking it up. Shout out to Keisha and Lindell for waking it up. Shout out to DWI Dupreme. I didn't get that knowledge that you was dropping, King, but I heard you was dropping bars, King. I appreciate it. Shout out to the
Great job, Broadway. Great job. Let's just remember they want us to be fighting, and spaces like yours are necessary so we can discuss these important topics in a peaceful manner. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I do believe Broadway final thoughts. I know y'all thought he was long-winded before. Watch what happened now. No, just playing. My final thoughts is I believe that as men, it is our job to protect and stand with women, even on the things that we don't and can't understand up front, right? Because fact of the matter, women, you guys live and speak from a certain part of the world that men won't ever understand, right? There's certain parts of what you guys go through, not even on a monthly basis, but just inside. We just don't get certain things, right? It's our job as men, I believe, to stand in alignment with the things that really matter. The meat and potatoes are the things that really matter. It's important for us to stand in alignment with you guys, right? There's things that y'all know me, I'm king accountable. Sometimes men, we have a way of, and there's been things that's been happening in the world before this type of man. These type of men have rise to the occasion and now that sit before you. So certain things has nothing to do about us, but it does, right? Because it's just like when a white person that before his family or years and years ago, they might have come from some slavery shit, but that don't mean that that's them now. That don't mean that that's them right now, right? People grow, people evolve, there's new generations, so forth and so on. I only use that as a parallel to offer us a bit of grace. We're trying to get there, ladies. We're trying to be more open-minded and understand the plight of what it is to be a woman, right? Because I understand through way of my siblings, through way of my spouse, through way of my aunts, uncles, shit, my mother, okay? I understand by way of these different elements that women, y'all go through things. And you guys need support. Simply, sometimes it's just support. Sometimes people be scrolling on the shade room or scrolling and they see something, they don't like it, they leave negative commentation. Negative commentary, excuse me. When the easiest thing would probably be to just stay quiet, see what you don't like, and keep scrolling. You ain't gotta like it, you ain't gotta leave commentary. It's easier to do it that way. What I'm saying is sometimes it's easy, even when we don't understand what women are going through as men, just to stand in alignment and say, you know what? This don't probably directly affect me, but it directly affects her. So by way of that, it affects me. It affects us. It affects our children. I'm gonna park there because it's so much and we don't get it. It don't get done all at one time. It gets done piece by piece by piece, but it takes man by man by man. We ask that you ladies offer us some grace. Ladies, we ask that you in return do the same, but you guys have been doing the same. So we appreciate you guys. We love you guys for everything that you offer, and just stay down till you come up. I have no idea why I said that, but no, seriously, stay down till you come up. You know, just keep doing the work, ladies. Persistence overrides resistance, and we're gonna get there one day at a time. And listen, tonight was a dope show. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Shout out to my guy DWI, Mika, I see you, Nadine, Adina, Kiki, Tish, Keisha, my guy Jason Reels, Lindell. King, I appreciate you being here. A body is a body is a body. I appreciate you listening. Danny, I appreciate you pulling up everybody in the audience. I appreciate Tracy. I appreciate Trillion for tapping in and weighing in the comments. Tarika, I appreciate you. Risky Opinions, I see you guys weighing in the comments. And thank you all. Hit that link up top and hit that like button on YouTube. Subscribe and hit that notification bell as well, so you guys are easily notified by way of YouTube when we do these live streams. You know, sometimes we play a lot of commentary, and it's easiest to hear it and respond to it by way of YouTube because you get to see it directly. You hear me? Y'all know my vibe. Live on Broadway podcast. It's always cheaper to be yourself. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know the vibe. Live on Broadway podcast.